What's up guys, it's Tom here, and Liverpool have smashed Bayer Leverkusen, the unbeaten Bundesliga champions, 4-0, and this was the biggest defeat of Bayer Leverkusen in terms of expected goals against them since Xabi Alonso took over, because Liverpool had more than 4 XG, and the highest XG that Leverkusen conceded under Xabi Alonso was 3.2 so far. So Liverpool absolutely dominated them and smashed them in the second half, but in the first half Leverkusen's tactics actually made the game a lot closer and a lot tougher for Liverpool, and we will talk about that a little bit later. But first I want to hear your opinion. How do you view Arne Slot, who I think is now an elite manager, an elite coach, and we need to talk about him a lot more, because nobody, and I mean nobody, not even like most optimistic Liverpool fans expected, realistically speaking, expected Arne Slot to win 14 of his first 16 games and to lose only one game. And also, out of this brutal run that we had, that we played Chelsea, Leipzig, Arsenal, Brighton twice, and Leverkusen, to win every single game apart from the Arsenal game, which was a respectable draw, is nothing short of amazing. And yes, the performances haven't been always amazing, but they have been good enough, and the results have been more than good enough. They have been spectacular, and Liverpool are now top of the 36-team Champions League phase table, and we have one hell of a chance to finish in the top 8 and to avoid the playoffs. And a lot of really big clubs suffered shock defeats. Real Madrid got smashed by AC Milan 3-1 at home, and Man City got absolutely hammered by Sporting 4-1, which is Man City's heaviest defeat in a while, especially in the Champions League. So what Arne Slot did is actually he rested Darwin Núñez, because Darwin Núñez is our only fit striker and he can't play every 3 days. And we played Luis Diaz through the middle, not as a classical number 9, but as a kind of a false 9 who sometimes drops into midfield, sometimes he drifts out to the left and Gakpo goes into the middle. And also this way we dragged out a lot of times the Leverkusen defenders of the position, because you know Tapsoba and Ta and Hincapié, they love defending against like classical number 9, and especially Jonathan Ta, who was their like central the centre back. He is used to defending against classical number 9s, but Luis Diaz is anything but that. And the way that he ran through the channels, especially before his first goal, the opening goal, where Curtis Jones delivered an absolutely delicious assist, a delicious through ball in behind the Leverkusen backline, and Luis Diaz slotted it home absolutely brilliantly. And he scored a hat-trick, his first hat-trick in his Liverpool career. And now Luis Diaz is on an absolute tear. He is already getting close to last season's total goals tally, which is really remarkable, and something that I want to talk about, because Luis Diaz has improved his finishing like considerably since last season. He already has 9 goals now, and last season he had 13 goals in 51 games. This season he has 9 goals in just 15 games. So he played 4 times more games last season, and he's already close to getting to the 13 goal mark, which was the best season of Luis Diaz. And I told you that I expect a lot more goals from Luis Diaz because of the amount of great chances that he gets. But now it looks like he's playing with a lot of confidence. You know, Cody Gakpo is in full form. He also scored again. Now Cody Gakpo had like 4 goals in 3 games or something crazy like that. Cody Gakpo had a great run in front of goal as well. And even though Mo Salah couldn't get on the score sheet, he was pretty unlucky not to score. He still got 2 assists in the Champions League, and Gakpo scored as well a great goal, a brilliant header from a first time Mo Salah assist, which at first it was ruled out for offside, but then the semi-automatic offside system checked it and Gakpo was just onside, so the goal was given. And after that Leverkusen tried to throw bodies forward, but Liverpool capitalized on that. And in transition, we were so dominant and so ruthless as well, especially in the second half with our finishing. Leverkusen also scored, but thankfully that was ruled out for offside. Or I think for a handball on Frimpong in the build-up. Sorry that this video is a little bit late. Yesterday evening I was recording career mode with one of my best friends, so I couldn't watch the game live, and it wasn't even televised here in Hungary. It's a long story, but I watched the game on replay and without actually knowing the result this morning, and it was a great fun to watch it as if we played like it was live. And Luis Diaz's hat-trick was mesmerizing. His fourth goal is actually a no-look goal, which is really impressive after a shot gets blocked and it falls to Luis Diaz. I think it was Darwin Núñez's shot which got blocked. Darwin Núñez had a great cameo appearance as a substitute. Konate and Van Dijk were imperious at the back. Tsimikas, it looks like he is now a first choice left back because he is so much better, so much more athletic, and Robertson very calm in possession. Kelleher also had to make some really big saves in the first half and in the second half. But Liverpool, in the first half we still created a few chances. We just didn't create that many. We maybe should have scored one goal. Trent had a free kick which got deflected, and we had a couple of other chances. But the second half, Liverpool had 3.17 expected goals just in the second half alone. In total, Liverpool had more than 4 expected goals, and in the second half we had a lot of big chances, 5 big chances in total, and overall just Liverpool dominated. 22 shots, 8 shots on target, 5 big chances, even though Leverkusen had more possession. The reason why Leverkusen had more possession is they played with a very unique, unorthodox tactic. Instead of Boniface playing straight through the middle as a classic number 9, he sometimes drifted wide, and that way, it dragged one of the midfielders out. So the Leverkusen wanted to dominate the midfield with Palacios, Xhaka, and Garcia and Grimaldo and Frimpong also playing essentially as wingers. And Frimpong and Grimaldo, especially Frimpong, was very lively, he's very fast. I would love to see him at Liverpool one day as a right back, but hopefully Trent doesn't go, because then we are fine with Trent and Conor Bradley. And I felt Curtis Jones is back to his best, absolutely sensational. And you could actually make an argument that now Curtis Jones is our main attacking midfielder, even though Liverpool play with a very fluid midfield, with sometimes Curtis Jones further forward, sometimes McAllister, sometimes Gravenberch, but mainly Curtis Jones was the attacking midfielder. And I loved what Arne Slot did, that at halftime he adjusted slightly the tactics. So sometimes Luis Diaz ran the left wing channel, sometimes Gakpo ran the left wing channel, and with the Liverpool in transition was so quick, so fast, and Leverkusen were really struggling to defend against the Liverpool transition, the Liverpool counter-attacks. When we won the ball in the middle of the park, we just ran straight through the Leverkusen midfield, and we were ruthless in our finishing, especially Luis Diaz, who had a hat-trick of goals, and he had actually 4 shots in total, and 3 of them ended up in goals, which is really awesome. Absolutely fantastic display by Luis Diaz. And one of the greatest features of Arne Slot is that it looks like he's getting the best out of the Liverpool attackers while maintaining a rock solid defense, because Liverpool in rest defense are very solid. Even when Leverkusen dominated possession in the first half and they had good spells of ball possession in midfield, they didn't create many clear chances, and Kelleher didn't have a lot to do in the first half. And in the second half, when the game became stretched, it always suits Liverpool when it's a really stretched game with you attack, we attack. It's a basketball game. When that happens, usually Liverpool end up being winners because of the incredibly fast players that we have and great finishers we have. But let's talk about Cody Gakpo, who at the start of the season, Luis Diaz was the main left winger, but now Cody Gakpo started against Leipzig, had a good game. Started against Chelsea before that, also had a good game. But then he was a substitute against Arsenal, started against Brighton in the League Cup, scored 2 brilliant goals, and that shot his confidence through the roof. So now he has 3 starts in a row scoring 4 goals in 3 games, and against top opposition, 2 games against Brighton and 1 against Leverkusen. And Liverpool also in these very tough games scored 9 goals in 3 games, which finally is happening, that Liverpool are scoring a lot of goals even against big teams. And it's a similar situation for Luis Diaz, who started the season very well. He got 5 Premier League goals in the early rounds, and then he had a very quiet period, and then he lost his starting position to Cody Gakpo. But then he started against Arsenal, had a very good game, started against Brighton, scored a goal, a really good goal, and then against Brighton in the Premier League he was a substitute, and then he played the full 90 against Leverkusen as like a kind of a false 9 through the middle. But because he has pace, physicality, he can actually play that position, and he scored a brilliant hat-trick from 4 shots, 3 goals, very impressive. And also Mo Salah, what more do you want me to say about him? Every single game, almost every single game that he starts, he either scores or assists in almost every single game, and his numbers are just absolutely mind-blowingly ridiculous this season. Mo Salah, I mean, already he has 9 goals and a lot of assists as well. He got 2 assists today without actually scoring, so he was very, very impressive again. So now Salah has 9 goals and 9 assists, so 18 goal contributions for Mo Salah this season in just 16 games. So he on average scores and assists more goals than games he plays, which is just absolutely ridiculous when, people thought at 32 years old Salah will be finished, he will be washed, he will be going down, and it looks like it's to the contrary. He's aging like a fine wine, getting better with age, and now Liverpool have 10 goals scored in the Champions League in 4 games and just 1 goal conceded. Liverpool scored more goals in the Champions League, I think, than Man United scored in the Premier League or something like that. Or Liverpool have won more games in the Champions League than Man United have in the Premier League, something crazy like that. And now I'm absolutely licking my lips at the prospect of Liverpool playing Real Madrid in the Champions League next week. But before that, we have a very important game against Aston Villa in the Premier League, so that will be super important as well. And there are some big surprises in the Champions League. Monaco and Sporting are in the top 3, and Monaco already beat Barcelona. Sporting beat Manchester City, and they are very, very convincing, both of these teams. Also Brest are flying high in the Champions League, and the big clubs, some of them are really struggling. Leipzig have 4 defeats from 4 games. Bayern Munich right now outside of the top 24. Atletico Madrid as well outside of the top 24. PSG and AC Milan and Real Madrid are in danger of getting, not even qualifying. I mean, if Real Madrid lose to Liverpool, then it will be 3 losses in 5 games, and then Real Madrid will be in real danger of getting relegated. I don't think many big clubs will get relegated, but even Leipzig getting not even finishing in the top 24 would be a surprise, because there are clubs like Dinamo Zagreb and Celtic and Lille and Brest, Sporting, Monaco. These clubs are on paper not stronger than Leipzig, and they are well in the top 24 comfortably in the Champions League. So I think actually the new format is very, very good, much better than the previous Champions League, and we have a lot of entertaining games, a lot of really big games in each day basically, and that's what you want. So yeah, Liverpool's fixture list doesn't get any easier, because as I said, we play Aston Villa and then Real Madrid, 2 absolutely blockbuster games, and we play Southampton in the Premier League as well. So after Aston Villa there is actually an international break, and then hopefully after the international break Alisson and Jota will be back. But Southampton is our only easier games, but I'm not afraid of anyone. We are Liverpool and we can beat anyone, and at the moment we are absolutely flying under Arne Slot. So Aston Villa, Southampton, then Real Madrid, Man City, and then Newcastle and Everton away. Those 2 games are away, so Liverpool have a very tough fixture list, but bring it on. Arne Slot at the moment looks like an absolute genius, and long may it continue, and long may Liverpool's form continue. I just hope that we get injury free for the rest of this year, because yeah, injuries are the thing that could derail Liverpool's title challenge and Champions League challenge. But Liverpool have to be one of the favorites now for the Champions League and for the Premier League title as well. I mean, I'm absolutely delighted for it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.